This is Jarrod Horak for the runawayhorse.com, and I'm back with my second handicapping video this week. I just did the Jockey Club Gold Cup Stakes from Saratoga. Now I'm going to do the Grade 2 John C. Mabee from Del Mar. And if you're interested in my closing week full card analysis from Del Mar, you can find those full cards Thursday through Sunday, through Monday, through the holiday Monday, Labor Day. So they're running Thursday, September 2nd, all the way through Monday, September 6th. So they have five cards this week. I'll be covering Del Mar each day, and you can find those on my sales page at therunawayhorse.com. If you're interested in bonus free selections, you can find those at multiple websites at therunawayhorse.com, on my California and New York pages, weekend stakes picks, over on the official Del Mar website. Each day Del Mar runs, I post a free pick there. And then at horseracingnation.com, right on the front page, my best bet blog. Each day of the year, as long as a racetrack is running, I'm covering it in my daily best bets blog at horseracingnation.com. And I will provide links in the description in this video for all of those free selections and for my full cards as well, if you're interested in those. Now let's jump into the analysis of this video, and we're going to do for Saturday, September 4th, 2021, the 9th race from Del Mar, the Grade 2 John C. Mabee Stakes. The purse in this one is $200,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. They'll be traveling 1 mile and an eighth on the turf course, and we have a scheduled post time of 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Maxim Rate is number 1, and she was in the yellow ribbon last time out, and in that yellow ribbon, she ended up rallying to finish 3rd in that one. Not a bad effort. She won the Grade 1 gamely before that, where she stalked from 4th, and she was able to win that one by a half length. And that was at the 1 mile and an eighth distance, the same distance as this race. So she's a Grade 1 winner at 1 mile and an eighth on turf. The yellow ribbon was a solid enough effort from post 8 in a 9-horse field. Now she's drawn inside, but she's going to have to run a bit better. Dogtag finished in front of her last time, and that one is back in this race. And Maxim Rate, fairly consistent. 10 out of 17, she's finished in the top 3. She likes to win. She's had 6 career wins, and she's earned more than $600,000. She's won 2 times at Del Mar, and as I said, she's won at this distance as well. So she's won, that's actually a stakes winner at Del Mar. Last year, she won a little race at 1 mile and 3/8 on turf last summer at Del Mar. And then after that, she finished 2nd in the Grade 1 Rodeo Drive at Santa Anita, and then the Grade 2 Godokova at 1 mile on that turf course. She won that one as well. So she's back into decent form, the good form where she was winning last year, and she's one that certainly could be in the mix for the top 3. The 2 Quiet Secretary, probably the one to catch. She's 2 for 4 at Del Mar. She's run once at this distance, and she finished 2nd, and she finished 2nd, and that was a couple starts back against Optional Claiming Company. In her last start, it was a 1 mile race against Optional Claiming Company, and she got out there and she controlled the pace, and she won by a neck. Now she's going to have to go an eighth of a mile longer and try to hold off some better horses. Number 3 is Dogtag, and she's certainly a solid contender. She's one that I've liked a long time. She used to be trained by Chad Brown, and I had her way back in the Hilltop Stakes in 2019 when he ran for that, when she competed for that barn. She was 3rd in the Lake George at Saratoga. And then in the Del Mar Oaks of 2019, she finished 10th. Then she moved to the Richard Mandela barn. And since then, she's run 7 times, and she only finished worse than 2nd once. And that was in the Grade 1 Clement Hirsch on dirt. So she's run on the turf course 6 times for Richard Mandela, and she's finished 1st or 2nd in all 6 of those races. She's run 3 times this year, and she finished 3rd each time against Stakes Company. The Grade 2 Royal Heroine, 1 mile at Santa Anita. She rallied from 6th, 2nd by a half length. The Possibly Perfect, 1 mile and a quarter on turf. She tracked the pace. She took over. She got run down late in that 1 mile and a quarter race. Then the Grade 2 Yellow Ribbon last time out. She rallied from 8th place to finish 2nd. Now she can be placed anywhere. Like in the Possibly Perfect, they had her all over the pace. She rallied from 6th in the Royal Heroine. She was only 3 lengths back. She was within striking range. Last time out in the Yellow Ribbon, she was more than 8 lengths back, and she finished up nicely. Now maybe this is the right distance, because if you look at her last 3 races, 1 mile, 1 mile and a quarter, 1 mile and a 16th, and she's run well each time. She just maybe couldn't quite handle that 1 mile and a quarter when she got tired late and got run down. But 1 mile and a 16th mile, she was good, and she did win at 1 mile and a quarter in the Possibly Perfect in 2020. So she's won. I think this 1 mile and an eighth distance could be right. Umberto Rispoli, he had options. He's ridden some of the horses in this race, but he decides to stick with Dogtag. The 4, Nasty, probably a pace player in this race for trainer Richard Baltus, because you got to figure Quiet Secretary is going to go out, and maybe Nasty will probably be the other one that goes out and tries to attend the pace. She's 0 for 2 this year. She's one that I liked last year. I liked her in the Autumn Miss. She finished a close 3rd. I liked her in the Lady Shamrock, and she won that one. The Monrovia this year at 6.5 turf, probably not her game sprinting. Last time out, the Oceanitas restricted stakes race, she stretched back out. She battled on the pace and she weakened. She could be fitter here, but she meets another pace rival and she meets much better company. The 5, She's Our Charm. She's one that used to have speed, and if she shows her speed that she typically showed in 2020, she could be a pace factor, but she didn't show that kind of speed in her last 2 starts. She did stalk from 4th and then finish 2nd a couple starts back, and then last time she was last early, which was a surprise, but she broke slow and she finished 7th behind Quiet Secretary. She figured to be up on the pace that day, but she just broke slow and never got involved. So She's Our Charm, probably most effective when she can get up there. The only problem with that scenario is 1 or 2 others like to get up there as well, and we have some quality horses that like to come from off the pace and that can stalk as well. Bodhicitta is number 6 for trainer Richard Baltus, and she's one that really likes to come from off the pace. She got too far back in the yellow ribbon from the inside post, and she finished 4th. Dogtag was 2nd, Maxim Rate was 3rd. She wasn't way behind those. And then against Maxim Rate in the Grade 1 Gamely, she rallied from 6th place, about 7 lengths back, to finish 3rd by a length. That was a nice effort, and that was also her first start since November of 2020. So she's only run twice this year. She ran well in the Gamely, and then maybe she regressed a bit last time. Maybe she'll bounce back in this spot. Kent DeSormo is going to ride, and he's been riding well on the turf course, showing a positive return on investment. And this one will probably offer some value in this spot. She's a stakes winner. She won the Grade 2 yellow ribbon last year, and she's one that certainly could make some noise. She was also 2nd in the Grade 1 Gamely in 2020. So she's got enough class and then enough of a good late run that if the pace heats up, she could do something. Tapwater, number 7. Richard Mandela, the trainer. Joe Bravo is going to ride this one. Umberto Rispoli rode last time in the CCT and TOC stakes. That day at 1 mile and 3/8, she tracked from 2nd. She took over. She finished 3rd. So now she's going to cut back from that 1 mile and 3/8 race in her 3rd start after a layoff. She was also 3rd in the Oceanitas, a rallying 3rd. The Santa Barbara, she set the pace and she finished 3rd. That was 1.5 miles. The Royal Heroine, she was 4th, rallying from off the pace. She's versatile. She can go out there. If nobody goes, I think others will go. She can stalk or she can close as well, but she's going to have to step it up a little bit from a speed figure standpoint to compete with the top contenders in here. Number 8, going to Vegas. Richard Baltus is the trainer. Flavien Prat is going to ride this one. Umberto Rispoli was aboard for her last 2 victories in the Grade 3 Santa Ana, and then an optional claiming victory last time out against Quiet Secretary in Avenue de France. She tracked from 2nd from the outside post. She pulled well clear. She was too classy for those. Quiet Secretary won her next start, wire to wire. Avenue de France won her next start. So she exits a productive race. She's a Grade 3 winner. She was 5th in the Gamely, 3 lengths behind. Maxim Rate was the winner. Bodhicitta was 3rd. So she's not too far behind these. She's finished in the top 3 in 5 of 6 local turf starts, and she's a winner at this distance and course last time out. I think she's got a decent shot in here at a little bit of a price. And then finally, number 9, Fast Jet Court. This one is coming in from Brazil. So this South American horse had good form there. 9 starts, 6 wins, 2 seconds, and a 3rd. But a lot of times these South American imports need time to acclimate. We'll see where she fits here. Her workouts seem okay. Her form excellent in South America, but I just don't know what we're going to get from her in her first start. I'm going to let her acclimate to the U.S. before I decide to play her. So my top selections in this race, and we'll just do my top 4 in here. My 4th choice in here is going to be Bodhicitta. I think she's got a decent shot from off the pace if it heats up enough, and there's a potential that the pace could heat up, as we were talking about the pace scenario in my analysis in this race. My third choice, I'll make Maxim rate my third choice. Very consistent, inside post, solid efforts in both of her last 2 starts this year on the West Coast. So third start on the West Coast this season. She's run fine without Lasix recently, and I would not be surprised if she saves all the ground and finishes somewhere in the top 3. My second choice in here, going to Vegas. I think this one's a bit interesting. I like her somewhere in that top 3. I would not be shocked if she outran her odds. I think with Flavien Prat aboard even, I think you're going to get a fair price on this one. She was 1-2 last time against Optional Claiming Company. I think facing this better company, I think that she's going to be at least a fair price. She was 7-2 in the game lead. She should be at every bit of 7-2, you would think, with some of the other top contenders in here. I'm going to go with Dogtag. That Dogtag is going to be my top choice. Solid efforts in her last 3. Her speed figures in 2 of those races were really good, and if she can run back to her speed figure in the Royal Heroine or the Yellow Ribbon, both grade 2s, just like this race, I think that she could certainly get the job done. And I'm following Umberto Rispoli, who has ridden some multiple contenders in this race, but he opts to go with Dogtag, and I'm going to go with Dogtag as well as my top choice in the grade 2 John C. Mabee. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And that will wrap up the videos for this week and for Del Mar and Saratoga this summer. Hope you enjoyed the videos. We've had some winners the last couple of weeks at Saratoga. We've had some nice stakes winners, even though they were chalky in the Alabama. And then Essential Quality winning the Travers. That was nice to see as well. I've been a longtime fan of that horse. So let's see if we can get some winners closing week at Del Mar and Saratoga. Again, if you're interested in my full cards from Del Mar, you can find those on my sales page at therunawayhorse.com. And that will wrap up this video. Until next week, good luck at the races.